This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 22nd of March. I'm James Spann. Some very beneficial rain falling across the state today, and we'll have the chance of more rain at times tonight and tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Skycam images off the Alpha Skycam network this afternoon. First off, the view coming from Birmingham, looking north from high atop the Daniel Building. The sky there is cloudy and rain is falling. There's the Fayette Skycam, some light rain there. The rain was heavier earlier in the day, and up in Decatur, good rains are falling up in the Tennessee Valley near the Tennessee River. Big old upper low is sitting over Oklahoma. That's not moving much, and we are right in the core of the moisture axis on the east side of that thing. There's the radar at 236, big old band of rain. North and south right across the state. The rain beginning to taper off a bit in Tuscaloosa, but the heavier rains coming up into Birmingham and ultimately Anniston and Gadsden this evening. And got a pretty big drop-off in temperatures. No more 80s today, although it's close over in East Alabama where the rain is not falling yet. In fact, the warm spot statewide, of all places, Fort Payne, where they've got 77. But where the rain is coming down, it's a cool 63 at Haleyville. Tuscaloosa sitting at 66, and those temperatures are below average for this time of the year. There's a watch warning map, some flash flood warnings for counties in southwest Alabama and southeast Mississippi. And we also note there's a tornado watch down there. That's for parts of southwest Alabama until 5 o'clock this afternoon. That's as far north as Wilcox County. When we do not expect any severe weather up this way tonight. There's the convective outlook for the rest of today and tonight. The standard slight risk from, about Selma south down to Mobile and Pensacola. Again, there's a slight risk under the cold core upper low, maybe some hailers over there in Arkansas and East Oklahoma. And again, this is kind of interesting. The guys at SPC have much of Alabama in the standard slight risk of severe weather for tomorrow and tomorrow evening. And actually, that risk is as far north as Indianapolis and as far south as the Gulf Coast. If we do see any strong storms, more than likely the issue would be from hail and gusty winds. And again, we'll talk more about that in just a moment. And on day 3, which is Saturday, the risk area moves on to the east for the South Atlantic coast. Rain for the next 5 days. I'll say this, these guys nailed it. I was not quite sure we get this much rain, but they were on it. This is additional rain we'll have between now and Thursday morning of next week. Tuesday morning of next week at 7 a.m., suggesting rainfall amounts of almost 4 inches on the Mississippi coast. The amounts up this way about 1 inch, and already we have some 1-inch totals on the board for West Alabama, and it's a good pollen flush, just what the doctor ordered. Okie doke, this is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Upper low drifting northeast over Missouri. Down below that, again, the moisture axis remains over Alabama. There's a dry slot over Tennessee and Mississippi, and the thinking is that mid-level dry air might try and work in here, and if the sun can break out tomorrow, that will push the instability values up a little bit and maybe give us some stronger storms during the afternoon and evening hours. But that remains to be seen if that happens. This is the forecast CAPE, surface-based CAPE, convective available potential energy, tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, and it's got a strip of higher instability values over Mississippi and northwest Alabama, and that's where the sun should be out, and that's suggesting maybe 1,000 to 1,500 joules. Talk about big numbers. Look down there in the Gulf. That's 4,000 joules down there in the central Gulf in the open waters. And again, those instability values are certainly adequate for strong storms, but they're not overwhelming. And the helicity values are just so-so. So again, looking at that, you just don't expect there would be a tornado threat tomorrow. If we do see strong storms, the risk would be from hail and gusty winds. There's the EHI, the Energy Helicity Index, and that peaks over in Mississippi. But again, with those lower helicity values, it just doesn't look overwhelming. But as always, when it comes to storms, expect the unexpected, so we'll be watching. Go to Saturday, the dry slot pushes farther on in here, and that should be a pretty nice day. Just a small chance of a stray shower, but it certainly looks like much of the day will be dry, with highs perhaps in the mid to upper 70s. Sunday should be a beautiful day, bright sunny weather. Again, upper 70s are likely after a cool morning. We'll be in the low 50s, and the same thing on Monday of next week. So the weekend and early next week looks pretty good. There's Tuesday. We note that deep low over North Dakota. On Wednesday, that feature moves east. A trailing front tries to push in here. Moisture increases a little bit. We might mention a small chance of a shower late Wednesday, but obviously with that look, it's not a big deal. And there's Thursday, a week from today. Little energy passing north of us. Down below that, that dying front tries to ease in here, but there's not much upper support. So maybe some showers on Thursday, but it doesn't look like a big deal. All right, let's check the end of the forecast. April 7th. Looking for that late season cold snap. Will we get one this year? Well, based on that look, not on this date for sure. That's just a zonal flow, and the temperatures are mild, and that suggests maybe a chance of showers out there at that point. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't forget to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless. The first thing you've got to understand, you cannot rely on an outdoor siren. You cannot hear those inside a home, a building, a church. It won't work. You've got to get something inside your house. That's a weather radio or maybe a smartphone app. We work with a company that's developed a wonderful weather radio app for Android phones and iPhones. It knows where you are, and if you're in a tornado warning polygon, you get the warning. And if you're not, you don't. It's an effective device, and it's a great way to be sure you get the warning.